The night shift at Earth's Deep Space Monitoring Station was usually quiet. Most operators spent their time watching endless streams of data scroll across their screens, looking for any unusual patterns in the cosmic background noise. But tonight was different. Jack Wilson sat up straight in his chair, his coffee forgotten as he stared at the readings on his screen. The pattern was unlike anything he had seen before, too regular to be natural, too complex to be random space debris. "Commander Reed," he called out, his voice steady despite his racing heart. "You need to see this." Commander Thomas Reed walked over, his boots making soft sounds on the metal floor. He was a tall man with gray hair and eyes that had seen too many strange things to be easily surprised. But when he looked at Wilson's screen, his expression changed. "How long has this been appearing?" Reed asked, leaning closer to the display. "First noticed it about 20 minutes ago, sir. It's not just one signal. It's hundreds of them, maybe thousands, all using the same pattern but at different frequencies." Reed pressed a button on his comm unit. "Get Dr. Wells down here." Now, Dr. Anna Wells arrived 5 minutes later, her white lab coat wrinkled from a long day in the research wing. She took one look at the data and pulled up a chair. "This is impossible," she whispered, fingers flying across the keyboard. "These patterns, they're scanning us. But the technology needed for this kind of detailed sweep." She stopped typing and looked up at Reed. "Sir, whoever's doing this has been watching us for a very long time." Reed's face hardened. "Explain." "These signals," Wells pointed at different parts of the screen, "they're bouncing off our satellites, our defense systems, even our power grids. But they're doing it in a way that our normal detection systems would miss, like they know exactly where our blind spots are." Wilson spoke up from his station. "Dr. Wells, look at this." He pulled up a historical data chart. "I went back through our archives. These patterns, they've been there before, just weaker, harder to spot. The earliest one I can find is from 1947. The room went quiet. Everyone knew what happened in 1947, the first suspected alien contact in Roswell, New Mexico. Most people thought it was just a crashed weather balloon. Now they weren't so sure. "Commander," a young operator called from across the room. "We're getting reports from other stations. Beijing, Moscow, London. They're all seeing the same thing." Reed straightened up. "Dr. Wells, I want a full analysis of these signals. Wilson, keep tracking any changes in the pattern. I need to make some calls." As Reed walked to his office, emergency alerts started coming in from military commands worldwide. Strange encrypted messages were appearing on their secure channels. Messages that shouldn't have been possible to send. In his office, Reed activated his secure line to the Joint Chiefs. The screen lit up with serious faces from different military branches. "Ladies and gentlemen," Reed began, "I believe we're dealing with a first contact situation, but not the kind we expected. Someone has been watching us, studying us, learning about our defenses, and now they want us to know they're here." Dr. Wells burst into the office, not bothering to knock. "Commander, we've decoded part of the signal pattern. It's not just scanning us, it's mapping us. Every military base, every weapons facility, every defense system we have. They know exactly where we are and what we can do." The faces on the screen grew grimmer. General Adams, the senior officer, spoke first. "It seems our visitors aren't interested in peaceful contact. They're gathering military intelligence." "No, sir," Wells corrected him. "They've already gathered it. This isn't reconnaissance. It's a message. They're showing us that they know everything about our defenses. It's like they're doing a final check before something bigger," Reed finished. "Recommendations?" General Adams asked. Reed looked at the data scrolling across his screens, then at the worried faces of his superiors. "We activate the protocols, sir. It's time to show them that what they think they know about Earth's defenses isn't the whole story. Not even close." The general nodded slowly. "Agreed. God help us all." The screen went dark. Reed turned to Dr. Wells. "Get your team ready. We're going to need everything you've learned about their technology." As they left the office, more signals began appearing across Earth's monitoring stations. The night sky was alive with invisible messages, all carrying the same hidden meaning. The aliens were done watching. Now, they were ready to act. Humanity needed to be ready too. The world's top cryptographers gathered in a secure underground facility beneath the Rocky Mountains. They had been working nonstop for 3 days, trying to decode the alien messages that now flooded Earth's communication channels. Dr. James Wright rubbed his tired eyes as he stared at his computer screen. Coffee cups littered his desk, evidence of his endless work hours. As head of the Alien Communications Division, he felt the weight of humanity's future on his shoulders. "Try running it through the quantum decoder again," he told his team. "But this time, use the pattern we found in the original 1947 signal as a base key." The room hummed with the sound of powerful computers. Suddenly, one of the screens began displaying new symbols. They were different from the random noise they had seen before. "Dr. Wright," called out Robert Brown, a young decoder, "I think we've got something." Wright rushed over, nearly knocking over his chair. The symbols on the screen were changing, shifting into recognizable patterns. Then, to everyone's shock, they began forming English words. The first message was simple: "Your defenses are known. Resistance is futile. Submit or be eliminated." They're broadcasting this in every major language, someone said from across the room. Chinese, Russian, Arabic, everything. Wright grabbed his secure phone and dialed Commander Reed's number. "Sir, we've broken the code. You need to see this." Within an hour, military and scientific leaders from around the world were connected via secure video conference. Dr. Wright shared his screen, showing them message after message. "The aliens aren't just threatening us," Wright explained. "They're showing us proof. Look at this." He pulled up images that the aliens had included with their messages. They showed other worlds, other civilizations, all in ruins. Each image came with data about how long these civilizations had lasted after receiving similar warnings. "The shortest was 3 days," Wright said quietly. "The longest was 2 weeks. None of them survived." Admiral Mary Cooper spoke up from her video window. "How many civilizations are we talking about?" 27 that we can confirm from their data," Wright answered. "All within our galaxy, all destroyed after refusing to submit." The room fell silent. Then Commander Reed asked the question everyone was thinking. "What exactly do they want from us?" Wright pulled up another decoded message. "They want Earth to become part of their empire. We would have to give up all military development, hand over our resources, and accept their guidance in all major decisions. We would essentially become their slaves." "Like hell we will," Admiral Cooper growled. The other military leaders nodded in agreement. "There's something else," Wright continued. "These messages, they're almost exactly like ones found in ancient ruins on Mars and Europa. The ones we've been keeping secret since we discovered them." This revelation caused an uproar in the conference. Earth's colonies on Mars and Europa had been publicly announced only recently, but the ruins had been hidden from the public. "So they've done this before," Reed said. "Right here in our solar system." "Yes, but that's not the important part." Wright leaned forward. "The important part is that we found those ruins intact. We learned from them. Everything we've developed since 1947. Our quantum technology, our shield systems, our deep space capabilities, it all came from studying their previous victims." Admiral Cooper's face showed a grim smile. "So they don't know what we know." "Exactly," Wright confirmed. "Their scans show our official military strength, but not what we've kept hidden. They think they're dealing with another primitive civilization. Then it's time we correct that assumption," Cooper said. "Dr. Wright, send them a reply." Wright's fingers moved across his keyboard, composing humanity's response. The message was short but clear. "We know who you are. We know what you've done, and we are not like the others." As the message was transmitted, emergency protocols were activated worldwide. Hidden facilities began powering up. Secret weapons platforms emerged from their camouflage. Earth's true defense grid started coming online. The aliens had given humanity their final warning. Now humanity would give them one in return. Deep beneath the ice of Antarctica, in a facility unknown to most of humanity, Admiral Mary Cooper walked through rows of gleaming machines. Each one was a quantum weapons system, reverse-engineered from the ancient ruins found across the solar system. The aliens thought Earth was defenseless. They were about to learn how wrong they were. "Status report," Cooper commanded, her voice echoing in the vast chamber. "All systems are at full power, Admiral," reported Technical Director Mark Peters. "The quantum shield generators are ready for deployment. We can have the entire Earth covered in under 6 hours." Cooper nodded, watching as engineers made final adjustments to the equipment. Since the first alien ship crashed in 1947, humanity had been secretly preparing. Every piece of alien technology recovered had been studied, improved, and mass-produced in hidden facilities like this one. Her comm unit beeped. "Admiral, Commander Reed is online from Mars Colony." The screen lit up, showing Reed's face against the red Martian landscape. "The colony's defense grid is fully operational," he reported. "We've activated the stealth systems. From orbit, it looks like nothing but a small research station." "What about Europa?" Cooper asked. "Dr. Wells has the underwater base running dark. The aliens won't detect our quantum reactors under 3 miles of ice. She's also finished upgrading the automated defense platforms." Cooper smiled. Humanity's colonies weren't just outposts. They were fortress worlds, built using technology centuries ahead of what Earth publicly displayed. "Begin Operation Awakening," Cooper ordered. "It's time to show our visitors what they're really dealing with." Around the world, hidden installations began to reveal themselves. In the Mariana Trench, massive underwater factories activated, launching swarms of autonomous defense drones. Beneath the Sahara Desert, underground hangars opened to reveal spacecraft that put the alien ships to shame. In orbit, thousands of satellites suddenly changed shape, dropping their civilian disguises to reveal weapon systems and shield generators. The Sol system defense grid, hidden in plain sight for decades, was finally showing its true nature. At the lunar base, Dr. Wright coordinated the activation of the quantum communication network. "All stations reporting ready, Admiral. We can now communicate instantly across the entire solar system without the aliens detecting our signals." "What about the Ghost Fleet?" Cooper asked. "Ready and waiting in the Kuiper Belt," Wright replied. 500 ships, all equipped with our best stealth and weapons technology. The aliens have no idea they exist. In the Antarctic Facilities Command Center, Cooper brought up a holographic display of the solar system. Thousands of green dots represented Earth's hidden defenses, now fully activated and ready. "Send word to all commands," she ordered. "Execute Phase 2 of the operation." Across Earth, military bases began a carefully choreographed show of panic and disorganization. Old-style weapons were moved about frantically. Outdated defense systems were activated with much visible effort. To any watching aliens, it would appear that humanity was scrambling desperately to mount a defense with primitive technology. "The deception is working," Reed reported from Mars. "Our long-range sensors show the alien fleet is moving exactly as predicted. They think we're vulnerable." Cooper turned to her staff. "Send the prepared message to all Earth governments. It's time to tell the public what we've been preparing for." On screens worldwide, leaders began addressing their nations. They revealed the truth about the alien threat, but also about humanity's secret preparations. The panic that might have erupted was replaced by a sense of pride and determination as people learned how their world had been quietly preparing for this moment for generations. "Admiral," Wright's voice came through again. "We're detecting movement from the alien fleet. They're accelerating toward Earth." "Right on schedule," Cooper said. She opened a channel to all Earth Defense Forces. This is Admiral Cooper. For 75 years, we've been preparing for this day. The aliens think they're coming to conquer a primitive world. Instead, they're walking into the most sophisticated trap ever created. All units, battle stations. As klaxons sounded throughout Earth's hidden facilities, Cooper looked at the holographic display one last time. Soon, the aliens would learn that threatening humanity had been their biggest mistake. The real war was about to begin. Operation Ghost Protocol was working perfectly. From their hidden command center, Commander Reed and Dr. Wells watched as alien scout ships took the bait. "Look at them," Wells said, pointing to the holographic display. "They're scanning our decoy bases, analyzing our fake weapon systems. They think they're being so clever." The display showed dozens of alien vessels moving through the solar system. Each one was carefully documenting Earth's apparent defenses, exactly the defenses humanity wanted them to see. Status of the quantum masking field, Reed asked. "Working perfectly," Wells replied. "Everything they see is exactly what we want them to see. Old missile silos, primitive radar systems, basic particle shields. Nothing that would worry a superior alien force. But beneath the masking field, Earth's true defenses were humming with power. The quantum shield grid was ready. The Ghost Fleet waited silently in the outer solar system. And most importantly, humanity's secret weapon was almost ready. Dr. Wells, a young technician, called out, "We're detecting unusual emissions from the alien ships. They're using some kind of new scanning technology." Wells rushed to the console, her eyes widening as she analyzed the data. Then, unexpectedly, she smiled. "What is it?" Reed asked. "Commander, they just made their first mistake," Wells said. "This new scanning technology, it's based on quantum resonance. They're trying to see through our deceptions, but they're using the very technology we've mastered." She typed rapidly on her console, and new data appeared. "Every scan they make creates a quantum echo. We can use that to track their ships, even when they're using stealth systems." Reed leaned forward. "You mean?" "Yes," Wells grinned. "We can see their entire fleet, even the ships they think are hidden." In orbit around Mars, Admiral Cooper's flagship received the new tracking data. "Excellent work, Dr. Wells," she said over the quantum comm. "How many ships are we really dealing with?" 3,422, Wells reported. "Most of them are still hiding behind Jupiter's moons. They think we can't detect them." Cooper's voice was calm but determined. "Perfect. Keep feeding them the false intelligence. Let them think their surprise attack will work." Around Earth, the deception continued. Military bases moved outdated equipment in plain sight. Space stations made clumsy attempts to hide their activities. Everything was designed to convince the aliens that humanity was technological, primitive, and disorganized. "New transmission from the alien fleet," reported Communications Officer Tom Miller. "They're sending updated tactical data to their command ships." "Let me see," Wells said. She studied the intercepted transmission, translating it in real time thanks to their advanced quantum processors. "They're planning to attack in waves," she announced. "First wave will target our apparent defense grid. Second wave will hit major military installations. They think they'll break our resistance in hours." Reed nodded grimly. "They have no idea they're attacking empty targets and decoy bases." "Sir," Miller called out again. "Dr. Wright has confirmed the timing. They're planning to attack in 3 days. Right when our quantum weapon will be ready," Wells said quietly. Reed opened a channel to all Earth defense commands. "This is Commander Reed. The enemy has taken our bait. They believe they see a primitive civilization struggling to mount a defense. In 3 days, they'll launch what they think is an overwhelming attack." He paused, looking at the holographic display showing the alien fleet's true position. "But we see them. We know their plans. And when they come, thinking they face a primitive and helpless Earth, they'll find something very different waiting for them." Around the solar system, humanity's hidden forces acknowledged the message. The Ghost Fleet maintained its silent vigil. The quantum shield generators continued their invisible buildup of power, and in secret bases across Earth, Mars, and Europa, weapons of unimaginable power waited for the signal to activate. The greatest deception in human history was about to become the greatest victory. The alien delegation's ship landed exactly where Earth's Defense Council had directed them, in the middle of the Nevada desert. It was a massive vessel, sleek and black, designed to intimidate. But the humans watching weren't impressed. Admiral Cooper and Commander Reed stood at the designated meeting point, wearing formal military uniforms. Behind them, a small honor guard stood at attention. To the aliens, it would look like Earth's highest military display. In reality, every person present was a highly trained Special Forces operator. The alien ship's door opened with a hiss of escaping air. 3 tall figures emerged, their armor gleaming in the desert sun. They'd walked with the confidence of conquerors who had done this many times before. "Welcome to Earth," Cooper said calmly. The aliens' translator devices hummed as they processed her words. The lead alien, taller than the others, spoke in a deep, resonating voice. "We are the representatives of the Galactic Dominion. We have reviewed your planet's capabilities and found them lacking." Reed's face remained neutral, but inside he smiled. Their deception was working perfectly. "You have 2 options," the alien continued. "Submit to our rule willingly, and we will allow your civilization to continue under our guidance. Resist, and you will be eliminated, like all who came before you." Cooper stepped forward. "We have reviewed your message and your history. 27 civilizations destroyed, countless worlds stripped of resources, an empire built on conquest and fear." The alien shifted slightly, perhaps surprised by her knowledge of their past victories. "However," Cooper continued, "you seem to have made some incorrect assumptions about Earth." She nodded to Reed, who pressed a button on his wrist device. Suddenly, the air around them shimmered. The quantum masking field deactivated, revealing the truth of what surrounded them. Advanced weapon platforms emerged from underground. Soldiers in powered armor materialized from their stealth fields, and above them, the sky itself seemed to change as Earth's true defense grid became visible. The aliens stepped back, their confident posture faltering for the first time. "Impossible," the lead alien said. "Our scans showed exactly what we wanted them to show," Reed finished for him. "We've been waiting for you. For decades, we've been preparing." Cooper's voice was steel. "We found the ruins on Mars and Europa. We learned from them. Every civilization you destroyed left behind knowledge. We gathered it all. We improved upon it, and we made it our own." As if to emphasize her point, a massive hologram appeared above them, showing the true extent of Earth's defenses. The Ghost Fleet emerged from stealth, surrounding the alien armada still hiding behind Jupiter. Quantum weapons platforms activated across the solar system. "Your scans didn't show our real military strength because we didn't want them to," Reed explained. "Everything you've seen until now has been a carefully crafted deception." The alien leader's translator crackled as he spoke rapidly to his companions. When he turned back to the humans, his voice had lost its arrogant tone. "You think you can stand against the Dominion? We have conquered galaxies." "No," Cooper corrected him. "You've conquered unprepared worlds, primitive civilizations. But today, you face something different. We are humanity. We learn, we adapt, and we do not submit." She stepped closer to the alien leader. "Here is our message to the Dominion. Leave the Sol system. Never return. This is your only warning." "Or what?" the alien challenged, but fear had crept into his voice. Reed smiled. "Or you'll learn why every civilization that underestimated humanity has regretted it." The aliens retreated to their ship, their dignified exit ruined by their haste. As they took off, Cooper opened a channel to all Earth forces. "They'll be back," she announced, "and they'll bring their fleet. But now, they know what they're really facing. All forces, battle stations, The real fight is about to begin. Across the solar system, humanity's defenders moved into position. The time for deception was over. Now, it was time for war. The alien fleet appeared at the edge of the solar system exactly as Dr. Wells had predicted. 3,000 ships emerged from faster-than-light travel, their weapons already charging. Right on schedule, Admiral Cooper said from her command chair on the flagship Terra. All ships execute Battle Plan Omega. The alien fleet moved forward in an attack formation that had conquered 27 civilizations. They expected to find Earth's primitive defenses scattered and weak. Instead, they found empty space. Enemy fleet has passed Jupiter's orbit, reported Captain Mike Harris. They're scanning for our defense platforms. Cooper nodded. Let them get closer. Wait for my signal. The alien fleet pressed forward, growing more confused by the second. The primitive Earth defenses they had detected earlier were gone. Even the planet's satellites seemed to have vanished. When they reached Mars' orbit, the alien commander sent out a demand for Earth's surrender. The response came in the form of action. Now, Cooper commanded. The space around the alien fleet suddenly lit up as Earth's quantum shield grid activated. A massive energy barrier appeared, trapping the alien ships in a sphere of pure force. Ghost Fleet, emerge and engage. Cooper ordered. 500 advanced Earth ships dropped their stealth fields, appearing all around the trapped alien fleet. Their quantum weapons powered up, glowing with energy that the aliens had never seen before. By the stars, the alien commander's transmission crackled through. What is this? This, Cooper replied, is humanity's real military power. All ships, open fire. The battle that followed was unlike anything the solar system had ever seen. Earth's ships moved with perfect coordination, their quantum weapons cutting through alien shields like they weren't even there. The technology stolen and improved from past alien victims proved devastatingly effective against their former masters. Enemy ships attempting to retreat, Harris reported. Their faster-than-light drives are powering up. Dr. Wells, Cooper called. Activate the quantum disruptors. In hidden stations across the solar system, devices powered up, creating a field that made faster-than-light travel impossible. The alien fleet was trapped. Their main battleship is hailing us, Communications Officer Miller announced. The alien commander's face appeared on screen, showing fear for the first time. How is this possible? You were primitive, defenseless. We learned from the best, Cooper replied. Every civilization you destroyed left behind technology. We found it, studied it, made it better. Your greatest weakness was thinking you were the only ones who could master advanced technology. On the tactical display, Earth's forces continued to decimate the alien fleet. The Ghost Fleet's ships moved like dancers in a deadly ballet, their quantum weapons turning alien vessels into expanding clouds of debris. Admiral, Dr. Wells called from her station on Mars. They're trying to activate some kind of super weapon. Just as we expected, Cooper said calmly. Commander Reed, you have a go. From behind Earth's moon, a massive ship appeared. It was humanity's greatest achievement. A vessel powered by technology from a dozen conquered civilizations, all improved and combined into something new. The alien superweapon fired, releasing enough energy to destroy a planet. But Earth's quantum shields absorbed it completely. The return fire from humanity's moonship struck the alien flagship with surgical precision. Enemy flagship disabled, Harris reported. Their command structure is falling apart. Cooper opened a channel to all ships. This is Admiral Cooper. To all alien vessels, your fleet is trapped. Your weapons are useless. Your super weapon has failed. Surrender now or be destroyed. One by one, alien ships began powering down their weapons. The battle that was supposed to end humanity had instead become their greatest victory. Send word to Earth, Cooper ordered. The alien fleet is defeated. Humanity stands triumphant. As the Ghost Fleet began rounding up surrendered alien ships, Cooper looked at the tactical display showing the solar system. For the first time in history, an invasion force from the Galactic Dominion had been completely defeated. The message was clear. Humanity was no longer prey. They were the hunters now. 1 month after the battle, Earth's victory celebration was still ongoing. But in the secure command center beneath the Rocky Mountains, humanity's leaders were working on their next move. The quantum beacons are ready, Dr. Wells reported to the assembled commanders. Each one contains our message, along with full recordings of the battle. Commander Reed examined the holographic display showing hundreds of small devices, each no bigger than a car but packed with advanced technology. How many are we launching? 1,000, Wells replied. They'll spread through nearby star systems, broadcasting our message to any civilization that can receive it. Admiral Cooper stood at the main display, watching as the launch sites reported ready status. The Dominion needs to understand that everything has changed. Begin transmission. Across Earth, massive quantum transmitters powered up. The message they broadcast would travel faster than light, reaching every corner of the galaxy. Dr. Wright's voice rang out, reading humanity's warning to the stars. To the Galactic Dominion and all other spacefaring civilizations, we are humanity of the planet Earth. For decades, you watched us, thinking us weak. You studied our apparent defenses, believing us primitive. You threatened our world, expecting us to submit like those who came before. The message continued, accompanied by images from the battle. You were wrong. The fleet you sent to conquer us lies defeated. Your most powerful weapons proved useless against our defenses. Your greatest technologies have been surpassed by our innovations. This is not because we are naturally superior, but because we learned from those you destroyed. In the command center, they watched as the quantum beacons launched into space, each one carrying the message further into the galaxy. Every civilization you conquered left behind knowledge, the transmission continued. Every world you stripped bare contained secrets. We found them all. We studied them. We improved them. And now we stand as guardians of this sector of space. The beacons accelerated to faster than light speed, spreading out in all directions like seeds in the wind. This is our warning. The era of conquest is over. Earth and the Sol system are now a sanctuary for civilizations seeking to escape your tyranny. Any aggressive action against Earth or any world under our protection will be met with the full force of humanity's combined might. On screens across the galaxy, alien civilizations watched in stunned silence as the recording showed Earth's ghost fleet decimating the Dominion's invasion force. We are not interested in conquest. We do not seek to rule. But we will not allow the strong to prey upon the weak. We stand ready to defend any civilization that asks for our help against aggressors. In the Dominion's capital, their leaders watched with growing concern as the message spread unstoppably through their empire. To those who would follow the Dominion's path of conquest, look upon their defeated fleet and understand. We are humanity. We adapt. We overcome. We protect. And we are waiting. The message ended with images of Earth's quantum defense grid, the Ghost Fleet, and the advanced weapons that had proved so devastating in battle. It was both a warning and a promise. In the command center, Admiral Cooper turned to her staff. Status of the beacons. All deployed successfully, Wells reported. They're establishing themselves in key positions throughout nearby star systems. Any approaching fleet will trigger their warning broadcasts. And the alien prisoners? Reed asked. Being released as planned, Cooper answered. Their ships have been repaired just enough to reach Dominion space. Let them tell their leaders personally what happened here. Dr. Wright's console lit up with incoming transmissions. We're already getting responses. 3 different civilizations are requesting sanctuary. They want to break away from the Dominion's control. Cooper nodded. Humanity just changed the balance of power in the galaxy. Send ships to escort them to safety. The Sol system is now a beacon of hope for the oppressed. As Earth's ships moved out to protect their new allies, the quantum beacons continued their silent spread through space. Humanity's message was clear. The hunters had become the guardians, and a new age of galactic civilization had begun.